Ladies and gentlemen, the public hearing for the Committee on Electoral Reform and People's Participation is hereby called to order, and we acknowledge the presence of our Majority Leader, Mig Subiri, the previous chairman of this committee, Coco Pimentel, and our good friend from our earlier meeting, Senator Francis Tolentino. Considering that the public hearing of October 27 was merely suspended, we are way past quorum and are overly represented in this hearing. May I call on Attorney Alberto, our COMSEC, to acknowledge the presence of our resource persons.
Good afternoon. The Committee on Electoral Reforms and People's Participation would like to acknowledge the presence of its distinguished guests, namely, from Commission on Elections, we have Director Maria Norina S. Tangaro Casingal, and from Law Department, Attorney Roseanne de la Cruz Reyes. From GMA Network, we have Mr. Ronnie P. Mastrilli, Mr. Eduardo P. Santos, Ms. Lizelle G. Maralag, Ms. Ling P. Delfin, Ms. Riza D. Garduque, Ms. Lirio B. Escano, Ms. Malu F. Reyes. From Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas, we have Mr. Ruperto S. Nicdao Jr. and Mr. Reynaldo Hulog. And we also have Mr. Arnold Vegafria po. Meron po bang hindi po natawag? That will be all, ma'am.
You're on mute, Amy. Amy, you're on mute. Sorry.
Yes, with that, I'd like to just put on record that RA 11207 provided for new discounted rates for political propaganda. 50% discount for TV, 40% for radio, 10% print from the average of published rates charged in the last 3 calendar years prior to the election. As we know, the law was approved February of 2019. Although the IRR should have been issued within 30 days, they did not come until March 29 of 2019, a little over a month before Election Day. And their effectivity was 7 days thereafter, or April already. Now, the crux of the matter is the allegation of violations of said law on discounted rates, and proposed Senate Resolution 985 from Senator Coco Pimentel states that a certain TV network is charging 615 pesos for a 30-second advert on its weekend public affairs program in 2021. But in 2022, the same network released a new published rate that is even higher, rather than discounting, raising it to 646,000 for a similar 30-second advert, although it continues to claim it is discounted. So we would like to hear for an opening statement from our sponsor, please, Senator Coco Pimentel.
Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I'd like to thank our chairperson for quickly acting on the resolution which I filed, and for the thank you also to the majority leader for the quick action on the floor in referring the resolution. This is a situation, my dear colleagues. I have been receiving complaints from candidates or from those who filed certificates of candidacies, yan, para very, very technical tayo, that they have noticed that they are not benefiting from the law which I helped sponsor and author and pass together with the majority leader. Parang tayo yung mix nag-tandem dito eh. I think I even asked your intervention in one of the hearings of technical working groups. We encountered a problem, and then you intervened. We're able to solve it. So we just want the law, ma'am, to be enforced properly, because we were addressing a real problem which we saw and which we experienced. Especially ako nung time naman, I think I was the most recent candidate then. No? So okay, we kept the law very simple. Simple in the sense that the objective is simple, to take advantage or to give discounts to political advertisements because they are not commercial goods, advertisement for commercial goods. Yun po yun eh. Yun yung essence doon eh. The objective is very simple, that one. And then we tightened the language of that law so to prevent misinterpretation or intentional misapplication of the law. Yun eh. So and then the formula is also very clear. Year 1, year 2, year 3, yung the prior years, you add them, take the average, a minimum average, you divide it by 3, yung sum total, then you apply the discount. Diba? Very specific sa law. 50% sa TV, 40 radio, and 10 print. Because I think yun yung negotiation eh. Ang ganda nga yung meron nga akong mga insights na kuha doon, yung appeal nung ating mga sa print media, nag-appeal sila, yung cost nila iba, so ganoon. So we really segregated them. Depende sa ano. So and the law was the product of negotiation. Of course, I'm sure meron sigurong affected parties na hindi nila gusto yung law, but that became the law. So now it is now the law. So we have to observe the law, and we are receiving complaints that the law is not being followed. So that's basically, Madam Chairperson, the main idea of the resolution. And kung the information that I got, which I cited, kung makikita mo, if it is 615,000 for a 30-second there, sample ito sample rate. For 2021, 615,000. Oh yeah, without researching, 2020 must be cheaper. Konting cheap, di ba? 20, di ba? Atras tayo, 2021 615. So that means 2020, let's say not higher than 615, hindi ba? And then 2019, siguro hindi rin higher, di ba? Oh, so kung i-average mo in that vicinity, 615. Oh, there, tapos if 50% mo doon sa average na yon. So it must be around 300 to 400,000. Lagyan na lang natin. O how come the published rate for year 2022, the election year, ito is 646. So yun po yun, ma'am, 646,000. So kung pwede, let's go into the nitty-gritty of the law, although it's a very simple law, and then so that we can find out kung talaga bang by application of the words of the law, it is really being followed to the letter and the spirit during this election campaign. So thank you very much, Madam Chairperson, for the quick action on my resolution. Maraming salamat po.
Yes, thank you very much. And yes, Majority Leader.
Thank you. I'd just like to second the opinion and observation of our dear colleague, Senator Coco. Yes, I was with him. I also filed this measure in 2019, particularly to help you all, to help Coco, Senator Tolentino, Senator Marcos, who were running at that time. For one reason or another, hindi nila nailabas yung IRR, hindi kayo naka-avail. And going back to 2016, if you remember, my dear colleagues, and to our those who are listening in, this was actually one of the reasons why President Duterte was upset with a very large network that, obviously now did not get their franchise, is because ang mahal-mahal na daw, na bump off pa siya. And that was the reklamo of many public servants who wanted to put ads, no? Napakamahal na, napakahirap pa makakuha ng slots. So, ano bang layunin natin, Madam Chairperson, dito sa panukalang ito? Ang layunin natin is, gusto po natin na mawala ang concept of corruption sa paglabas ng mga ads. Bakit po? Kung wala kang 1 milyon, wala kang ad. Saan mo kukunin yung 1 milyon? Buti sana kung negosyante ka. Tayo, negosyante naman ako. Yung iba, wala naman negosyo. For example, Senator Coco is a public servant. He does not have businesses. How will he pay a 100, 200 million ad campaign? Diba? And media is clamoring. No, I would like to rephrase that. Is demanding that we public servants are beyond reproach. That we public servants are supposed to be incorruptible. But Madam Chair, how are we going to pay these ads? May I ask, if we do not ask from the big wigs who have money, then we compromise ourselves, because then we have to ask big businessmen, we have to ask big interest, and some people may even ask illegal operators of illegal activities. Wala po silang magagawa. Hindi po nila kayang magpalabas ng 100 to 200 million peso ad campaign. That's number one. What we want to push here, to bring down the rates so that you do not have to sell your soul to the devil. Hindi mo kailangan ibenta, or sa Bisaya pa, ibaligya ang ang ating kaluluwa sa demonyo para makalagay ng ads. That's number one, Madam Chair. And that's why I supported this with Senator Coco in 2019. Second, Madam Chair, more players can now put out ads, because really it is only now the rich or the popular that will take advantage of this. Of course, if you have high rates, then the popular don't need to put out ads, because anyway they are popular. The unpopular but deserving will have to put out ads, but they can't afford it, Madam Chair. That's the long and short of it. And this measure, if not properly implemented, will affect the two of you, Madam Chair. You will run in 2022, in 2025 together with Senator Tol. If we do not correct this problem now, Madam Chair, you will have a problem in 3 years. Hindi lang po kami. You will also have a problem within the 3-year period. Kaya tama po yung sinabi ni Senator Coco, we came out with a formula para sa ganon, hindi na po tayo mahirapan, which was not present in the previous law. The formula was an average of 3 years of the published ads rate. Kasi meron pong isang network, hindi ko naman sasabihin kung sino, pero may dating network, no, nang ginagawa nila, dinodoble lang po nila ang rate 6 months before elections. Tapos, pag na-double na yung rate, pagdating sa election campaign, they will have a 50% discount. It is still the same amount that they had a year prior. It's still the same amount. So parang naloko lang tayo, na double ang rate, and then pagdating po malapit sa election, 50% discount, and dyan na po. It's the same rate as being charged prior. So what we did was average of the 3 years, what they charge commercial, let's say the shampoos, soaps, and everything, and advocacies, yung tinatawag advo campaign, advo ads, all the way to 2022 or the election campaign, average mo po yan divided by 2, which is 50%. Yan po ang essence ng batas, Madam Chair. Now, I know the networks don't like this, other media agencies don't like this, but we're trying to push for a cleaner campaign. We are trying to push for better personalities. I don't understand the rationale why pinapamahal po talaga nila, and then sino-sino lang po makakalagay ng ads. Di ba po, yung well-connected, yung mayaman, yun lang po makakalabas ng ad. Yung mga deserving, hindi po sila makakalabas ng ad. Wala naman po kasing silang 100 to 200 million ad campaign. If you compute it, 120 minutes, Mr. Chair, I will compute 120 minutes, kasi 30 seconds is 650, 650,000. I will make a quick computation. Times 2, that is 1 minute, that is 1.3 million pesos, Mr. Chair, for 1 minute, times 120 minutes. That is 156 million pesos for a single station. Bah, siguro si Mark Villar lang po ang madaling makabayad niyan dahil sila po ang pinakamayaman, no, ng pamilya sa buong Pilipinas. That is a recorded fact. But what about the others? Mr. Chair, Madam Chair, Chairperson. So, yun nga po, yan lang ang rationale na ginawa po natin itong batas na ito. So we're just trying to see if it is being properly implemented, Madam Chair, because we want, again, we want transparency, we want accountability, where we're getting the funds. Secondly, Madam Chair, is we want more people to participate in an electoral process. Para we always complain, yan na naman, sila na naman mga mayayaman, mga dynasty ang nakakapasok. Kasi wala po tayong nabibigay na advantage, no, to new players. It's always an undue advantage to incumbents, to dynasties, to rich personalities. So yun lamang po, Madam Chair. Thank you very much for the time.
Yes, thank you, Majority Leader. And if Senator Tol would like to make some preliminary remarks.
Madam Chair, I would just like to associate myself with the opening statements coming from Senator Pimentel, my idol, my other idol, Senator Zubiri, very qualified, eminent legislator. But again, I would just like to listen. But looking forward, beyond the next electoral cycle, I think we should really be prepared, Madam Chair, because there will be variations of this. There will be progenies of this different from what we're experiencing right now. Like, for instance, if I may quote this, I have papers in front of me, there will be an OTT. OTT is over the top. There will be a CTV. CTV means connected TV. There will be an AVOD, AVOD, advertising-based video on demand. There will be an SVOD, subscription video on demand. So these are all high-tech variations of what will happen in the near future. So as we prepare today, this will be foundational blocks, building blocks of what we expect in the near future. So maraming salamat po. Maraming salamat din sa ating mga colleagues. Daghang salamat.
Yes, thank you very much. As the author said, this was a very simple amendment, and in the Fair Elections Act, and it's purely arithmetical. So the provision of the law is eminently clear. The incident cited by Senator Pimentel is a clear violation. May we get any information from the TV networks as to why they're not following what is stipulated in the law? We have here present GMA Network, amply represented by members of its staff and corporate board. We also have the KBP, as well as the United Print Media Group. Perhaps you can respond in that sequence, and thereafter we will have to call the COMELEC to explain if there was a failure, in fact, in enforcement. So let's start with GMA, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Madam. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sirs. Would it be possible for me to request for a share screen so that I can illustrate exactly where we are coming from?
Sure, ComSec, can you please
While
enable
we're
the
waiting
share?
for that, I just want to thank the body for inviting GMA Network into this forum to help us clarify. We are with you, we are with the government, we are with the senators in ensuring that compliance of the law is properly adopted. And we have been consistent about it since 70 years ago up to now. We hope that the actions of our competitor do not carry over to us. We are very strict with adherence of the law. Is it possible for me to share already?
Yes po, it's enabled po.
Thank you. Okay, so the first thing that I will share is what we submitted to the COMELEC. Okay, so as you can see, is the average rate card from 2019 to 2021, which is the published rate, is 1,824,808.84. And as required by the COMELEC, this was submitted to them on January the 7th, which also stipulates our political ad rates for 2022, which is 646,000. Okay, and so on and so forth. Okay, so let me stop sharing this and I will share another one. Stop share, stop. Okay, let me share this chart. Okay. As Madam Chair actually said, the adoption of the law is pretty straightforward. Okay. You look at the published rate of the 3 years prior the election. So we looked at 2019, 2020, 2021, as you can see from the numbers stipulated in the worksheet. And then you get the average of the past 3 years prior to the election. And this is the same number that you saw, which we submitted to the COMELEC. Okay. And then if you apply, and this I'm going to do my math, if you apply 50% on this particular number, okay, the 50% as required by the COMELEC is actually 912,404.42. Okay. However, there is also the second stipulation in the Fair Elections Act that says that the political ad rates cannot be higher than what the non-political placements are charged with. And therefore, as you can see, as shaded in the cell that is yellow, it is actually a higher discount being given to the political ads, because instead of just applying the 50% straight off, which is roughly around 912,000, it is even lower at 646 for Kapuso Jessica Soho and 620 and so forth and so on.
Ma'am Lizelle,
Yes po.
Chairperson, can I ask questions? Kasi nandiyan na sa screen kaysa we'll call
Yes
it back
po.
into the screen. Okay lang, Madam
Yes,
Chairperson?
of course, Joe, please
you.
go.
Ay, sorry po.
The numbers are in front of us.
Thank you. The numbers that you're showing, for example, like 24 horas here, the 2019, 2020, these are for 30 seconders.
Opo, rate card,
What you're telling us is
published rates.
what you're telling us is you are charging almost 2 million pesos for 30-second ads to people like Palmolive and all that? Because that's not what they tell me, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Let me clarify. These are published rates. The analogy is something similar, for example, for airline tickets or hotel rates.
Yeah,
Where you
I
have
know.
published
But
rates.
the idea
But
of
if
the
you course
law,
it through the agency, sir, okay, parang wholesale retail po yan.
Opo.
So, if you
so
buy
that's
more,
not the actual rate. That is not the actual rate that you charge. What you're
This
saying,
is-
these are published rates.
yes,
Yes, because I
We
think
are
what you
showing the
charge is
published
much lower than
rates.
that.
yes.
So later on, we will differentiate that, and then maybe we can ask also the agencies, the ad agencies, what do they really pay? Kasi ang ayaw po namin ni Senator Coco and our colleagues is yun nga na gagawa ng magic, and then
Ay,
in
hindi
the end,
po kami
wala pa
yun.
rin. No, with due respect, ma'am, no, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about GMA. But this is exactly what we were worried about, Senator Coco. Now, this is what's going to happen. They'll put a published rate, but obviously that is not the rate that they charge, because I have friends in the industry. I have friends who are in the food and beverage industry. And I ask them, and that's not the rates that they pay. The rates that they pay are similar to the rates on the yellow column. More or less, kung mataas pa ng konti lang, mga 700,000 per 30 seconds. So, yun nga ang mangyayari, yan ang ayaw natin mangyayari, Ma'am Lizelle, no? So, okay, please go ahead, and then we will just ask the
So
other.
as you can see,
Yes,
sir,
Joe, I mean, if I can interject at this point, no one, whether ad agency, wholesale or retail or politician, pays that rate card.
Absolutely.
No one pays that. So, magkano yung binabayaran talaga ng ad agency? How deep is the discount of those who are like P&G and Unilever that buy in bulk, as it were, the ads?
That's a good question, Madam Chairperson. Maybe we can ask what the rates are for P&G, for Procter & Gamble and all that, what they actually pay. I think
Kasi
that's
hindi
what we
naman
need to
totoo
find
yung
out.
rate card na yan eh.
Oo nga, ma'am.
Okay.
Oo nga, ma'am. Kasi magiging super trillionaire na siguro ng GMA kung binayaran nila ito ng 30 seconds.
Ma'am, pwede po akong sumagot?
Ma'am,
Yes, please.
Chairman, can I talk? Can I speak in behalf of the advertising agency?
Oh, okay. Arnold.
Yes, the published rate that was given by the network, normally the ad agency have negotiated rate. Every ad agency have negotiated rate. But definitely, that published rate will not follow the rates that they are. We're not paying that kind of rate, published rate. Each ad agency, they have a negotiated rate, and it's in every product that they're placing. Well, it depends on the company, but normally we did not follow the published rate. So that's not actually the rate that we're paying. We're paying actually what every company have negotiated. It depends on how much they give it, how much the budget of every company. Example, even
Yeah, I think we've lost your audio, but we get the point. Nobody really pays that.
nobody pays the rate of the published rate because every ad agency, they have their own negotiated rate. Depends on how much the annual budget given to the network. But our arrangement before with the political ad, especially for advocacy ad, they have to give us at least 40%. Like the other network, they normally give 40%. So they have to follow the rate that was given to us because they have to consider that political ads are the money of the politicians, of the public servant. They are not the products. They are not part. They are not like San Miguel or the Unilever who has a big amount of money because those are commercial products. So we have to be differentiate the rates of the political ads and the commercial products. That's supposed to be we have to discuss how much really the rate of the political ads because those are ads, those are money coming from
yeah,
the
sure.
public servant, and they have to be should be different, should be lower than the rates of the commercial companies.
Yes, can we
So
hear a response from GMA or KBP or United Print Media? Yes, Lisel, please.
Okay, to the first point, nobody pays the rate card. Sa amin po, meron po. Pag bumili po kayo ng isa lang, isang 30-seconder spot, and you just want to announce something, the rate card is what we charge. Okay?
If you don't mind, may I know who?
We cannot po. We are bound by confidentiality concerns of the
Basta
contract.
Parang
Okay.
wala pa akong
So, to
naririnig
the
na
second,
nagbabayad ng rate card eh.
meron po kami. Transparent naman po kami. Pag wala,
Okay.
sasabihin din po namin. Pero sa amin po meron.
Okay.
So we really apply the rate card for select accounts. And tama po si Arnold when he says that it really depends on the agency because this is where the whole commerce comes in. The more you buy, the more discount you get. But the letter of the law says that the rates of the political ads in 2022 cannot be higher than what a non-political ad pays for. And that's why we are very transparent in showing you the yellow column because the regular advertisers actually pay for that. However, if you are asking for the specific amount paid by clients such as Procter and Gamble, Unilever, again, I will have to invoke that I am unfortunately bound by confidentiality contracts that go as far as global is concerned. And
Are they
therefore, I
higher
cannot
or lower than the political ads?
The same po. Some of it are the same. There are slight differences, but it's generally the same.
Differences up or down?
A little lower perhaps, but not significantly different from what was shown to you right now.
Okay.
Okay?
Thanks, Lisel. There's anyone from KBP who wants to vote in, please?
Yes, ma'am. This is June Nicdao of the KBP, if I can
Hi.
interject.
Yep.
Yeah. Hi, Madam Mayor and honorable senators. We were in the BICAM meetings. We were invited by Senator Pimentel to attend that, and there was a lot of discussion during those meetings about what will be the basis. There were discussions about whether we should use uh, published rate or
I've lost you. Your audio's gone. Okay, while we're trying to find Mr. Nicdao, United Print Media, please.
Ma'am, wala pong nag-attend.
Okay.
Yes po. But we gave them an invite.
Or
Correct. Ayun. June, you're back.
hello.
Yep, we can hear
Sorry,
you.
naputol pala ako. I was saying that during the BICAM, during the BICAM, talagang we had to agree on using published rate because that's the only one that we can verify and submit, no, as a basis for determining what the rate should be. In the BICAM, we said it was agreed among the media companies and the Senate and of course and also Congress na mahirapan po tayong that we use other bases other than the published rate because there are no published and there's no verifiable basis for saying nego rates because each, as Arnold said, each client will have a different nego rate. And ang pag declare naman natin ng nego rates, magagalit talaga yung kliyente natin because they're really these rates are really confidential. If you declare this, malalaman ng kakalaban, and that will really put a lot of the networks and publishers in trouble. So we agreed in the BICAM po talaga that the basis will be published rate. So and of course meron naman additional safeguard in that we cannot charge more than the regular rates that we charge to our clients, no. So yun
So,
lang po yung ano. And as far as the KBP members are concerned, pagkaalam po namin, wala naman pong nagva-violate ng mga rules. In fact, we required all our KBP members to submit their 3-year average published rates so that we can, if there are any complaints, we can easily verify kung nagva-violate po sila. That's
Madam
the
Chair.
for the
so
KBP.
following that argument, Senator Tolentino, Senator Coco, and Majority Leader, it seems apparent that you can publish any rate at all, subject to negotiation. So that therefore, the letter of the law indicating that rate cards be the basis is no basis at all either. Is that the conclusion that we need to make there? Not in violation of the law, but in fact, the spirit in which it was passed is actually ignored and finally violated too. Is that my understanding, Senator Pimentel, Senator Subiri?
Ma'am,
Yes, please.
again, now that the events are coming back to memory, no, what happened? Kasi, if you look at the law, ano yan it used to be the rates, the discount, the amount of discount was lower. Tama? In-increase po namin.
30%.
So, in-increase na natin yan sa tatlo. So,
50.
naging 50, from 30 to 50, tapos yung iba.
That's
And
correct.
then, the period covered used to be first 3 quarters of the year prior to the election. Ginawa nating last 3 calendar years so that
That's correct.
it will be more difficult now to artificially inflate the figures kasi 36 ano yan 36 months of information yan, di ba? So yan po yung first paragraph ng ating law. And then because then we put another safeguard, yung second paragraph natin, that non-discrimination. Hindi pwedeng mas magaling yung ad agency ng isang candidate such that this candidate will get a better rate than the other candidates. Kaya sa second paragraph sabi natin there should only be one rate. So we should ask GMA and the others yan. You only give one rate, ha? Hindi siya subject to kunyari si candidate Z, binigyan mo ng 600, for example, binigyan mo ng 600,000, si candidate A, B, and C, ganun din. Hindi subject na yan sa negotiation, pagalingan ng kanilang agency to negotiate. And then yung third paragraph natin doon, because of the nature of the the advertisement, it is for public service or the political nature, the non-commercial nature, hindi dapat ever as an absolute rule mangyari na mas mahal ang bayaran for a political ad than a commercial or non-political ad. As a rule 'yon. So, yun po yung ating yun po yung mga yun po yung mga the spirit which we try to capture in words, which we really tighten the words. So now, if we now apply the, pakibalik nga yung screen ng GMA na yung sabi nila compliant sila because the average of the 3 years would be 900,000 and they're giving 600,000 plus. Siguro the question to answer is, how come an advertiser can state under oath that he was able to get an ad last year at 600,000 plus. So gano'n yun. So walang dapat may this is a dapat yung political advertiser now during an election year must feel a discount kasi nga someone can give the information that last year, a non-political year, I was able to place an ad at 600,000. More or less, andun sa area na yon. O how come ngayong election year, discounted na, andun din sa area na yon. So, medyo, kasi 50% po, malaki po yan. Dapat maramdaman po yun. Hindi pwede hindi maramdaman ang 50% discount. Maramdaman dapat po yan. So, that is my point, Madam Chair. You must feel the discount, 50%. Ang laki nun eh. Pinalaki nga natin eh, to be felt.
Yes,
Yes,
Ms.
that's
Madam Chair,
right.
may I?
We all have the experience of commercial rates being much lower when paid by the agencies. And as a matter of fact, Ma'am Lisette has actually admitted that the big buyers, big commercial buyers, pay the same amount. So the law says it cannot be lower. But by admission, it can be lower. So where are we? So Majority Leader, please.
Yes, remember my opening statement earlier, Madam Chairperson. I said there are outfits that actually bloat the figures. Pero that way, when the time comes, they say they have a 50% discount, pasok pa rin sila. But that was not the essence of the law, Madam Chair. The essence of the law is we're supposed to be paying discounted rates as public servants in our ads in the elections. But unfortunately, if you look at all the ad rates of all the agencies, we're paying the same after this law. So, para kay itong batas na ito, wala nangyari. This law was, they made a way na circumvent nila ang essence ng law. The essence of the law was at one point in time in 2019, when we passed this, there were ads that were costing 1 million pesos, about 600,000 to 1 million pesos per 30-second ad. At that time, you can buy a car every time you put a 30-second ad, just to give you an equivalent idea. Okay, for every ad, isang Fortuner, isang pickup na yan ng Toyota, every ad. Para people can get an understanding, no? Now,
yes, that's right. But Mr. Nicdao said that during the debates of the law, only the published rates in the rate card were actually verifiable. So we got stuck with those numbers. Is that correct? Is there no other rate that is verifiable?
Madam Chair, kasi pag ganitong labas, I would suggest the amount paid in the last 3 previous elections na lang. Kasi may resibo yan eh. By the candidates. Yun ang i-50% na lang natin. Kasi kung hindi, next year, ganun din, 2025, when you run, ma'am, they're gonna keep publishing 1 million, 2 million peso published rates. Believe me. That's not the essence of the law. That was not that was not the idea of
Senator
why we passed
Pimentel,
it.
please.
Ma'am, the law has 3 paragraphs containing 3 rules. Yun eh. So the first paragraph gives the discount which we increased.
Right.
Then we ano tawag mo doon? lengthen the period of time covered so that you cannot
Correct.
manipulate the data. Yun po
Right.
yun. But ang nakasulat nga doon, admittedly, Attorney Dana, our ComSec will correct me if I'm wrong. Ang sabi dito, from the average of the published rates charged. That's correct. Diba?
That's correct.
That's correct. Okay, that's rule number 1. Pero 50% doon, 36 months yun of data. Hindi dapat manipulate yun kasi mataas na. Okay, rule number 2, do not discriminate. Kung magaling kung kasing galing ni Arnold Vegapria ang ad negotiator. Ano ba tawag diyan sa ano ba tawag sa inyo, Arnold, yung
It means buying agency.
buying agency?
The buying agency.
The buying agency, if I heard Arnold correctly. Kung magaling yung buying agency ng isang candidate and he secured amount X for this election, that amount, and that's the law, that amount, no other candidate should get higher than that amount. Otherwise, discriminatory yun. Pinadaan sa magaling na bawal po yan. That's paragraph number 2. And then paragraph number 3, ulitin ko, the non-commercial nature. So, ibig sabihin nun, kung merong shampoo, by the bulk, bumili ng commercial time, ang baba ng kanyang 30-second equivalent ad rate, hindi pwedeng tumaas doon si candidate, si political ad. Hindi pwede kasi you give the candidates, the political ads, the more benefits nga if possible, because hindi nga siya non-commercial nature siya. It's for so that the people will have options, the people will have sufficient information. So these ma'am are the rules governing the very simple law. We really tried to make it clear kasi product na siya nung product yung law, product na nung complaints and inputs during the hearings na ganun nga na meron palang published rate, may published rate pero merong nakatagong rate. May ganun, nakatagong rate, yung negotiated rate. Sabi mo, pag tinanong mo, ano yun? Non-disclosure. We cannot, so okay, kung may ganun pala, number 2, everybody benefits. Diba? You cannot discriminate among the candidates. And then number 3, paragraph 3, you cannot discriminate even among the bulk buyers because they're long-term clients and they're commercial big budget buyers. So yun po yun. So Madam Chair, sana ma-apply natin word and spirit of the law.
Yes, if I may ask, because I have the law in front of me, it seems fairly clear-cut that it's not the rate card that is the only basis. The published rate card is clearly not the only basis for charging political ads, because the third paragraph imposes what is in fact a fourth rule, that in no case shall rates charged to registered political parties and bona fide candidates be higher than the rates charged to non-political advertisers. This speaks in the third paragraph, as stated by Senator Pimentel, of rates charged, actually charged, actually paid. Therefore, this doesn't refer to the merely published rate cards. This is actually charged. So, ang palagay ko, may violation na to following paragraph 3. Hindi po ba?
Madam Chair?
Yes, Senator Pimentel, please.
The paragraphs 2 and 3 are actual. The dalawang yon. Kayo si paragraph 1, since nagamit si published rate, let us respect the wording of the law, published rate. But si paragraphs 2 and 3 ano yun, actual sa tunay na buhay. Kailangan na yun magbe-benefit sila. So tama po, Madam Chair. I fully agree with your interpretation.
Yes, so what Mr. Nick Dow stated earlier as the basis for the 50% is not in fact always the published rate. It's also calculated versus amounts actually charged to other political candidates and to other commercial outlets. Okay, Ma'am Lisette, please.
Yeah.
And then we'll have to go to the COMELEC, if you don't mind.
Yes po. Just to clarify lang, point of record, GMA has not charged any political candidate for the past several elections since 2010, 1 million or 1 million plus for a 30-seconder. So that's number one. Number two, that's the reason why, in recognition of the second and the third condition, that you have to be consistent in the application of the rates across all politicians, across non-political advertisements, which is why we increased the discount, which is also contained in the law. While the law states that the discount is 50%, a network can give higher provided it is consistent across all candidates. And that is what we did. We complied with the law. We gave a higher discount at 67%. And then we made sure that the rates applied to politicians are the same rates as paid for, as actually charged by regular non-political clients.
Ma'am
So,
Lizelle, Madam Chair, may I just ask Ma'am Lizelle
yes
something?
po.
Yes, Majority
May I
Leader.
know how much did you charge politicians in the 2019 elections?
In the 2019 elections, hold a sec. I will just pull it out. In the 2019 elections, which was the first application, or rather, the first application.
The law did not apply, ma'am. The law did not apply then. But anyway, what was the rate, ma'am?
Mga 532,507.50.
That's correct, ma'am. And how much are we charging us today?
For prime time, it's 620. For KMJS, it's 646,000.
So from 500 plus thousand, naging 600
2019.
almost, yeah, 650. Sana punta yung 50% discount namin ni Senator Coco na pinaglaban.
Sir, kaya po namin kayo hindi sinacharge ng
I hope you understand where we're coming from, Ma'am Lizelle. No?
Naintindihan ko po. And I
Yes,
just want to reiterate lang. Kasi if we were not compliant, we would have charged the politicians of 918,000 as shown in the chart. But we said we have to make sure that the rates we charge them are not higher. We have to comply. And that's the reason why it went down to 620. Okay, so
I know, ma'am.
yeah,
Yes,
may I
ma'am,
add
Lizelle,
lang
ma'am.
that the
Yes, go ahead.
discount is
Can-
also
can I-
for
can
the
I-
campaign period, for the official campaign period that starts on Feb 8, until the end of the official campaign period.
Yes, and that's why I wanted to put it on record kasi nakikinig yung COMELEC. The
Opo.
essence of the law, what we were paying the last time, dapat 50% yan. So kung the most dyan, 300,000. Am I correct, Senator Coco, no? What we're supposed to be paying in these elections. If it was, I'll tell you which one was 1 million po, ma'am. That was ABS-CBN, your best friend. Okay, so ABS-CBN at that time was paying, we were paying 1.1 because of that. So the idea was, in this election, or 2019 sana, we would be paying only 500,000, di ba? 50% yun eh. Pero nangyari po, and for the record, in 2019, the rates were cheaper than 2022, that now we have a law that is supposed to make it more affordable. See? So what we have two very legal luminaries, very good legal luminaries here. We have Senator Coco and Senator Tolentino, who are both highly skilled lawyers. And the idea of the law really was to bring it down, because my next question, which will be more subjective, hindi po siya objective, kasi kayo po ay business. Pero tama ba yun, ma'am? Yung tanong ko dyan ay tama ba yun? Na ang lalaki ng binabayaran ng mga politiko ng ads, parang ginagatasan during the time of the elections para kumita ang network every 3 years. Alam ko po yun kasi marami tayong kaibigan in all the networks. So I even have, some of your owners are also my friends. I know them. And some of the owners of ABS are also my dear friends. I've been in public service for 20 years, so I know all of them. So, ang ayaw po natin mangyari, Madam Chair, is, let's be fair naman to the public service. Kasi kung may konting whiff of corruption, yung politiko, araw-araw nasa TV, binivilify. Di ba? Paano naman silang hindi manghahanap ng hanap buhay, ika nga, kung gusto nilang manalo, kailangan nila magbayad ng hundreds of millions for one network lamang. That's the whole truth and nothing but the truth. As everyone here, all four of us here, have gone through a campaign and spent tens, if not hundreds of millions in advertising. Di ba po? So, yun lamang po, Madam Chair. So, we'd like to get also the feedback from COMELEC kasi COMELEC is the, before we recognize the COMELEC, Madam Chair, maybe recognize Senator Tolentino. Ang aking punto lang dyan is when do we put a stop to this? I mean, naglolokohan lang po tayo pagka ganito. Kasi all they have to do is to increase the rates again next year for the next 3 years. Di kayo po ni Senator Tolentino, pagtakbo po ninyo, mas mahal pa, baka maging 700,000-800,000 yan kasi gagawin nila 2.5 million yung average rate card nila published for the next 3 years. Di ba po? So, we have to know what is the essence of the law.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Senator Tolentino, please.
Yes, I heard the explanation given by Senator Zubiri, and I'm in full support. Is he now inclined to suggest, perhaps Senator Pimentel is hearing us, that part of the penalties here would be a refund of previously paid payments? The chairperson is laughing. So, is that the essence of this of his discourse, that previously paid overcharge rates should be refunded in due time?
Madam Chair.
Yes, Senator Pimentel, please.
Although I will join the question of the Senator Tolentino, I'm not so excited about it because my possible refund would be a very small amount, Madam Chair. But anyway, Senator Tolentino, can I interject? Sige.
Yes, because I was about to say that we can contribute portions of the refund to the re-election bid of Senator Zubiri.
Pero ma'am, ganito.
No, I'm not asking for a refund. Actually, to answer lang quickly, Senator Cocoy, Senator Tolentino. Yun nga po sana kung nag-uusap-usap na lang tayo and let's do at least come closer to the essence of the law. We would not need to amend the law. Precisely, di ba? Kasi ang nangyayari na yun, it's very clear that they're circumventing the law. So, what are the possible amendments? And I'm sure may papasa po namin ito. What would be the possible amendments? It will be the discounted rates instead of published rates. Or the amount paid by the politicians in the previous elections, yan ay gagamitin as basis for 50% discount na yan. So, lugi po dyan ang networks. Lugi po dyan ang KBP. Tapos, we never know. Our colleagues may put a penalty. Maybe we can put a penalty clause which will make it even more difficult, no? Pwede natin silang parusahan through fines or through imprisonment. Ayaw naman natin yan, di ba? Kasi we want to work with the media outlets. Ang aming pakiusap lang sana sa media outlets, magtulungan po tayo. Kasi kung 500,000 yung rates dati nila, okay? Sabihin nila, sige, GMA. In fairness, mabait ng GMA, yan ang pinakamura. Yep, that's true. I want to put that on record. At one point in time, in 2016, when I ran, GMA was the most affordable. In 2019, GMA was the most affordable. Lagay natin bababa lang ng konti sa rates nung previous. Ginawa nilang 400,000. Di walang aalma, wala magko-complain, di natin kailangan magkaroon ng hearing. Ang problema, ma'am, is lalong tumaas ang rates. What happened to the idea of the discounted figures?
Sir?
Yes,
Sir, if I may reply.
Madam Chair, she'd like to.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Senator Zubiri, just to clarify, the 2019 political ad rates was already subjected to the 50% discount and already adopted the qualifier, the condition that it cannot be higher than what was charged non-political ad rates. As far as GMA is concerned. Di ko po alam yung kabila. Pero as far as GMA is concerned, we complied with the law. So yung sinasabi niyo yung 500, Na-subject na po yun
Pero
ng
ma'am, prior to the law, ma'am, kasi I have friends also in ad agencies and I also put out ads for our friends. Prior to the law, we were already paying 500,000. So when the law came out, it was still 500,000. So hindi pa rin nadi-discount po siya. So yun lang po kasi I've gone through 4 national campaigns, ma'am. So I know how much you're paying rate. Since 2007 po kami nagbabayad ng ads sa inyong lahat. Kaya alam na alam ko po ang binabayaran natin na rates from the very beginning to now, the current national campaign. And the brother of our chairperson is running also a national campaign, but due to his extreme popularity, hindi na nga siya nag-ads eh. Hindi na
Meron
nga
po
siya
sa amin.
nag-ads. Meron po, pero I mean, not as
Binibilang
much.
ko nga eh.
Not as much as he would want to. I know not as much as you want to because I can hear also from his camp when I talk to Attorney Vic and the others, they're complaining about the ad expense. So, yun lang po, Madam Chair. Maybe we can ask the COMELEC, ma'am, kasi sila
Yes,
po
that's
yung
right. At the
nag-monitor.
risk of being accused of haggling in public and during a hearing, let's also ask the COMELEC what they do in terms of enforcing, implementing, and actually monitoring what's going on with this law. Nandyan yata si attorney ng legal, no? Dana, sino nga dyan ang nasa COMELEC? Ang nakikita ko, sino ba? COMELEC Maria Norina hindi ko mabasa. And Attorney Rosan?
Good afternoon, Your Honors. May we request, Your Honors, that the head of the Campaign Finance Office
Ayun.
address your concerns. Yes, Your Honor.
Yes,
Thank
ang
you.
pangalan please?
Director Ephraim Bagid, Your Honor.
Okay, yes, Mr. Bagit, you're recognized. Please explain what we should do.
Good morning, Chair. Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, members of the committee. Good afternoon to all. Your Honors, the COMELEC issued a COMELEC resolution 10730, Your Honor, last November, and we incorporated, Your Honor, the provision, Section 1 of the subject law RA 11207, Your Honor. We required the media entities to submit the average rate, published rates for 3 consecutive years, Your Honor, and that so that we can compute whether or not they are complying with the provision of the law. Your Honor, it's only now that we know that there is a negotiated rate that being done in between or among the media entity or the ad agency, Your Honor, and these are not being submitted to the Commission on Elections. So these are not being factored with respect to the implementation or the computation of the rates. We just only limit the computation based on what has been submitted to us based on the published rates.
Right. Okay. So your entire basis has been the published rate cards.
Yes,
and
sure.
given those rates, the charges are actually generous in discounting upwards of 65%. So that's the conclusion. However, if we look at paragraph 3 and the other discounts named in paragraph 2, there would seem to be a discrepancy because it's not solely the published rate cards, but the actual rates charged and paid that we should base it upon. So
Yes, Your Honor.
what are your thoughts, COMELEC Legal? How can we better enforce this law? Does it require another amendment or are we happy with this?
Maybe, Your Honors, we can look at the records when this was taken up so that we can really know
I
how
think
to interpret the law.
Ma'am, the two authors, the two distinguished gentlemen who actually midwives this through the entire process are here.
With respect to the enforcement, Your Honors, we will be limited by the fact that there is a non-disclosure agreement with respect to the other advertisers, so they cannot really submit to us the rates charged to those advertisers, Your Honors. If we can have that, if they will be able to submit that to us,
Di ba
then we can factor
riniresibuhan
in.
naman yan? Kompleto
Madam
naman ang
Chair,
withholding
Madam
tax na
Chair,
pambat eh. Di ba
Madam Chair,
dyan na
actually,
nadadali yung mga overspending, iba't ibang problema. Kompleto naman ang resibo niyan eh.
You see, we filed, Madam Chair, we filed to
I
the,
don't know why it's so complicated. Yes,
Madam Chair,
majority.
we filed to the COMELEC our expenses.
Kaya nga, tapos ikatlo pa, may SOSE pa, maliban pa sa BIR.
Alam po ng
Madami-dami
COMELEC
kopya
magkano
niyan
binabayaran natin. Alam po nila. They know how much we pay, Madam Chair. Because we filed that with the COMELEC. So,
Correct.
candidate, we have our expenses on the ads. Hindi namin ginamit niyo yan kay E.R. Ejercito, di ba?
Ayun
Kay
na
E.R.
nga.
Ejercito, you disqualified him because the rates were given by was an official rate given by the other network. So, ma'am, you have the rates. So, since you have the rates, maybe you can look at why the rates then and the rates now tumaas. Saan yung 50%? Simple computation lang po yan, ma'am. Si Coco is a mathematics genius. He is a mathematics major. So, but we don't need to be a mathematics major to look at the old rate and the new rate is more expensive and the essence of the law that it should be 50%. Yun lamang po. Ang matatakbuhan lang po namin dito ang COMELEC. Wala na pong iba. And actually, this committee, Madam Chair, has subpoena powers. Ayaw naman natin we do not want to move for subpoena of these documents. Because anyway, it is not necessary because we have
Dami-daming kopya niyan eh.
Oh, we all filed. You, Senator Colentino has filed, Senator Marcos has filed,
Yes,
and
sir.
Senator Coco has filed their sources, and included in that source are the payments we made to the different agencies advertising our ads, Madam Chair. So yun lamang po, baka pwede tayo matulungan ng COMELEC dito kasi the next step is for us to amend the law, make it stricter, put penalties. Pero gusto ba ng media yan? No? Nobody wants to do that. Right? So maybe we can just follow the essence of the law. Huwag naman masyadong kitain yung mga politiko masyado. Yun lang yun. Di ba? At the end of the day. Kasi you take it out to public opinion. The public opinion will say, bakit naman gano'n kamahal? Kaya nagiging corrupt. Yung mga tao, ang dami nag-online na lang. Kasi yun na talaga ma-afford nila. Di ba, CFO, sir, what can you say, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. Actually, Your Honor, we compute that based on the submission of the candidates and electoral parties. We look into whether the candidate overspent or exceeded the allowable expenses, Your Honor. We will be reviewing that again, Your Honor, so that whether there is really indeed something to be amended with our resolution, and including Your Honor, we will make a comparison on that on 2019 and 20. It is a 2019 submission of the SOSE. We will revisit, Your Honor.
Yes, with all due respect, it appears to me, in my humble opinion, not having been a sponsor of this, but in some way or other having been impacted in the 2019 election, it appears to me that there's no real need to amend. All that needs to be done is for the COMELEC, with its broad and all-encompassing rulemaking power, to delineate exactly what the basis for said computation can be. And as Majority Leader has said, you have all the documents at hand. Kompleto naman yung sources sa inyo. Hindi naman nagtatago yung GMA, hindi naman nagtatago yung iba't ibang media outlet. Ang dai-dai nga nilang tax na binabayad eh. So, it would appear that COMELEC can actually ask for these documents or even review the copies that are clearly at hand.
Yes, Honor, we will look into that again, Your Honor. Whether it did.
Idagdag na lang ninyo sa IRR o sa memo circular ninyo. Kasi ang ginaya ninyo, verbatim repeat lang nung batas, pero hindi nakasulat doon saan ibabase yung 50% para masundan rin ng mga media outlet ng maayos.
Yes, Your Honor, we will look into that, Your Honor. And if necessary amendment, Your Honor, we will make, Your Honor, the office will make necessary review and recommendation to the Commission and Bank. And
I'm going to have to ask you to do this very, very soon because, as you know, the campaign period begins almost immediately. And maybe you can share with us the draft of this amended memo or new order and IRR that's going to be issued by the COMELEC para maliwanag sa lahat, pati sa mga media outlets. Baka naman ma-share mo na rin.
Okay, Your Honor, we will look into that, Your Honor. We will do it in a fast manner. When this law took effect, Your Honor, or took effectivity in 2019, the office submitted already to the Commission and Bank a implementing rules that is, I think, we submitted your implementing rules for these laws. So the Company Finance Office, Your Honor, will do as fast as it can with respect to the implementing rules with this kind of laws, Your Honor.
Pero I remember those IRR very well because I waited for them all through the campaign. Ang late nga lumabas. Wala naman naka-stipulate doon, puro straight card pa rin. So,
Yes, Your Honor.
sana mabigyan ninyo ng liwanag at paliwanag. Okay?
Okay,
So,
yes, Your Honor.
I don't know, Senators Pimentel and Senator
Ma'am.
Subiri, anything more we need to add? Yes po.
Ma'am, mga last insights ko na lang ito, no, from our hearing today. Well, una sa lahat, we really tried our best to to capture the words, to use words which will capture the spirit of what we were trying to do to answer a specific phenomenon na na may discount na pero tumataas. Yun po yun, that was the phenomenon that we were trying to address because that is a phenomenon. Ewan ko si Mr. Efraim Bagid siguro sa CFO, magaling siguro, familiar ito sa mga numbers. Sir, pag may discount, di ba dapat bumaba? So ganun, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
So we tried to address that. So we came up with the three paragraph law. Ngayon, ma'am, ganito. Problem is if we have not solved the phenomenon, then we still need to amend that law, we will be forced to pierce the veil of secrecy. Meron kasi may mga non-disclosure kasi na area na sabihin na bawal namin ito disclose, gano'n, kaya hindi tayo pumasok doon, hindi kami pumasok doon. So we respected that sphere. But if there is no other solution dahil we have not solved it kung gano'n, then we have to make this non-disclosure agreements na unenforceable when it comes to enforcing this law about discounts. Pero may pag-asa pa rin po tayo because of the third paragraph nga. Ganito po yun, no? Ganito. Yung mga most favored advertisers po ninyo na rate, meron po alam natin na merong ganun na yung bulk, yung bought in bulk, a long time client, okay, commercial product, okay. This heavily discounted na yung rate na yon, hindi dapat mas mataas doon si political ad. Okay? Ang spirit of the law is hindi yung dapat itablan ninyo doon si political ad, pwede nga mas mababa doon si political ad. Ang spirit of the law is huwag lalampas doon si political ad sa rate na yon. So, ganito na lang, my final words, no? Itong amendment po namin is part of a code. Violation of this three paragraph law is a violation of the code. Meron my staff pointed out to me, section 264 are the penal provisions of this code. So kung madiskubre at any time that a media outlet gave a candidate an amount lower than an amount they gave to another candidate for the same position, violation po yon. So please bantayan po ninyo ng mga media outlets, never do that. Isala equal treatment lang talaga. Okay. Aside, madali na yung discount from the published rates. Madali na yon. Sabi ng CFO of the COMELEC, they have the data. So do not violate that paragraph 1. Do not violate that paragraph 2. Yung paragraph 3, beware kayo doon because when information comes out, okay, that a commercial ad was placed in your outlet at an amount, a 30-second equivalent amount, lower than an amount you charge lower, yung si commercial, lower than the amount you charge a political ad, that's a violation. Oh. Oh. Alam ko pagka merong lumabas na information na gano'n, the information may not be available now, but it can be available after the election. Kasi yun, andun na yung mga data, andun na yung rates na charge ninyo. So let this be a warning, because that would be violation of paragraph 3. Kasi given the nature of the advertisement, pinapaboran talaga natin ang political ad because yung nature niya, it is public service information. In a democracy, kailangan the citizens must know what are the issues, what is the stand of that candidate. So, ma'am, we really tried our best to capture the I don't know, with Senator Mix, we really tried our best to use simple words, to use simple formula, to come up with the three-part approach. So I hope maramdaman po yung yung discount, kasi 50% is not a joke of a discount. Dapat maramdaman po yun. So thank you very much, Madam Chair. Thank you to everybody.
Thank you very much, Senator Pimentel. And I don't think there's anything wrong with the law, but perhaps we should delineate paragraph 3 as part and parcel of the calculation. Senator Tolentino, please.
I totally agree with the statements coming from Senator Pimentel that violation of Section 3, not capturing the real essence and spirit of Section 3 and the entire law, is not just a violation of the code. This special law is attached now to the omnibus election code of the Philippines. Plus, remember this, your franchise is similar to a contract of adhesion. New laws promulgated by Congress are likewise attached to your franchise. So in essence, this is a violation, a quasi-violation or direct violation of the franchise given to you by the government. All laws affecting your operations, whether it is corporation law, election law, or other laws of general nature, are parts and parcel of your franchise. So perhaps that's my addendum to the statement given by Senator Pimentel. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you very much, everyone. We're not threatening anyone with penal sanctions, but certainly we should look at this more carefully, and we enjoin the COMELEC to draft and submit to all stakeholders the detailed explanation of Section 11 in the Fair Elections Act. It's most important and quite urgent at this point in time. So to all of you, unless there's anyone who wants to add,
Madam Chair, just also my closing
effort,
message.
yes, Majority Leader, please.
I'd just like to thank the chairperson, Senator Amy Marcos, for hearing this as soon as possible time. Also, our distinguished gentleman, my neighbor from Mindanao, Senator Coco, daghan kayong salamat, sir, sa pag-file ani. And of course, Senator Tolentino for joining in. To our friends in media, we're not here, we're not out for blood. This is only a political exercise. It's only once every 3 years. Ang gusto lang po namin, we want to attract the best and the brightest. Fortunately, the best and the brightest do not have the deep pockets that are needed to be able to publish their ads. And because of that, we may not always get the best and the brightest. And yet we are vilified in news, we're vilified in the arena of public opinion when things go out wary, and we don't even have a right of reply. But yet, every 3 years, whenever we want to run for elections, we have to spend so much money. I just feel bad for those who do not have the capability, nor the resources to be able to pay for those ads. As I mentioned earlier, Madam Chairman, 153 million for one network alone for TV ads at 120 minutes. Kaya I'm appealing to the COMELEC. The COMELEC is listening in here. Ma'am, Sir Efrain, if you're still there, please review this, and maybe if you have to make amendments to the omnibus or the resolutions to these elections 2022, sana po tignan po ninyo kasi ito po yung essence ng law. Napakasimple lang. the law was authored by a mathematician, by a math major. He is a expert in mathematics, and yet he wanted to make it as simple as possible. Sabi niya, Migs, wag na natin gawin tong algebra or calculus. Gagawin na natin to very simple. And he made it very simple. Siguro if you need information, Your Honors, in the COMELEC, I'm sure the committee will be able to get details from other informants and sources on the actual rates being paid. But the real key there, Your Honors, Attorney Efrem, is magkanong binook namin sa inyo when we filed our SOSEC, nandyan po lahat ng binayaran namin sa ABS, GMA, ABC5, radio stations. It's all there, sir. So maybe you can look at that as a starting point po. So maraming salamat. Again, we don't want to fight with media. Media are our partners. We are friends. When GMA7 went to the Senate for their franchise, we passed it right away. I know I was majority floor leader when we passed it. We helped GMA7 pass their franchise without any pain whatsoever. Painless. Walang nanggulo sa kanila noon. And I was the majority floor leader. And I was proud and honored to do that for you, ma'am, and for the GMA family. Ang request lang po namin, ngayon naman na kami na tumatakbo, mga public servants, kami naman sana ay mabigyan din. Hindi ako po, I'm not asking for myself. I'm asking on behalf of the brother of Senator Amy. I'm asking on behalf of the candidate of Senator Pimentel, which is Senator Pacquiao. I'm asking for behalf of Senator Tolentino, who will be running in 3 years' time. I'm asking for all of those 64 senators, and possibly how many party lists. I know 64 kasi I'm number 64. 64 senators and 10 presidents and 9 vice presidents who want to put out their platform for the benefit of the Filipino people in quality airtime. Yun lang po. We're not fighting. We just want hopefully some leeway in the expense in running, because running a national election is no joke. It is no joke. So maraming salamat again to everyone. God bless you.
Yes, thank you, everyone. There's no confrontation or conflict here. Truth be told, we are all partners, and let's make a joint effort to really honor the spirit and the purpose of this law. So clearly,
Madam Chair, before I finish also, because this is very relevant, Madam Chair, my apologies. We just passed in the recent quarter, I think 2 to 3 months, we passed maybe 40 or 50 broadcast media franchises. Broadcast yan, radio and TV, small and large, local. Alam ko po kasi ako po yung nagbabasa. I'm helping there on the floor. I know. I memorize it all. Siguro mga sobra 50 na. Tanungin mo sila, Madam Chair, we never bother them for anything. Wala po tayong hiningi na lobby, wala po tayong hiningi na favor, and we do this because we love media. We want to help media. We want media to grow. So yun lamang po, Madam Chair, I just wanted to put that also on record. Now, you can ask everyone that went through Congress for their congressional franchise. Walang nanggulo sa kanila, ni piso, ni centavo, ni nothing, no favor for any ads or anything like that. Talagang wala. And I can be very honest about it and very proud of it. Yung akin lang, Madam Chair, sana, they also realize that when the time comes when we run, sana naman the rates are also affordable for everyone. For everyone. Not for those who help them, but for everyone. And we're doing this for everyone. Kasi when we say local, pwede din local ads yan or local candidates. So maraming salamat, Madam Chair. Thank you for the time. God bless you.
yes,
Chair,
thank you.
Madam
Senator
Chair.
Tolentino, please.
Madam Chair, perhaps the good majority leader forgot that yesterday we passed on second reading
Yeah,
the
again.
National Press Freedom Day. Madam Chair.
That's right. In addition to everything else. Yes, that's right. So thank you very much. And we assure you that we're on your side. And this will be a joint effort to come out with rules that are easily understood and that are fair and in the right spirit of the law. Wala pong kontrabida dito, walang nakikipag-away, kundi si Arnold Vegafria na siyang nagbuko ng mga negotiated rates ng mga advertising agency. Joke lang. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Your Honor.
Thank you. Good afternoon to
Thank you,
all.
Comelec. Salamat din, Comelec. Thank you.
Ay,
Thank you.
Mr. Bagisa. Keep
Thank
in
you very
touch.
much.
Yeah, yes, Your Honor, we will look into this. Thank you, Your Honor.
Salamat.
Thank you po.
Bye, Coco. Bye, Tol.
Thanks, Amy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Naasaman kita, Arnold.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye.